Hello, I'm Cleopatra Wallace, and this video is about Caleb Whisnand Sr. Now, Caleb Whisnand, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Caleb Whisnand Sr. story begins, as far as I'm concerned, his story began on May the 8th of 2021, which was a Saturday, last Saturday. Him and his counterpart, Angela Gardner, have a 5-week-old little boy named Caleb Whisnand Jr. So from what I understand, they had themselves an argument on Saturday night, and Caleb Whisnand Sr. took the 5-week-old baby and left. Now, I know you may be asking yourself, why didn't Angela Gardner follow him and the baby? She was unable to follow him because she was at home attending to her oldest child, which was a 2-year-old. So this is, again, on May the 8th, last Saturday. Now, the story begins with him taking the baby and leaving the house. So, holy angels, spirit guides, and ancestors, can you help us understand what happened with Caleb Whisnand Sr. and Caleb Whisnand Jr. between the dates of May the 8th, 2021 and May the 10th, 2021. Now, on May the 12th, there was a press conference where they let all of Montgomery, Alabama know that their baby was missing. But the thing about this story that troubles a lot of people is there is a missing day. On May the 9th, Caleb Jr. and Caleb Sr. did not return to the house at all. Angela states that the last time the family was all together was on Saturday. The couple reemerges on Monday, which is the 10th, and they call the police. Now, the police say they got a call to 231 North towards Atanka, something like that. But I'm thinking 231 North is like a highway. So the call was made from Highway 231 North in Montgomery, Alabama, where they stated that their child was missing. But then the very next day, which was yesterday and today, the police announced that Caleb Whisnand Sr. had been arrested for capital murder, and the little baby had been found in a shallow grave in Lowndes County. So, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, we would like to know, where was Caleb Sr. and Caleb Jr. on May the 9th, 2021? Now, they have left Highway 231 North at this point, and they're in Montgomery, Alabama. Spirit, we're looking for two masculine energies with the same name. They're in Montgomery, Alabama, somewhere around 231 Highway North, or Highway 231 North. They're together. It's a father and a son. Alright, now we have these three. I'm not going to call the other one because when it landed on the floor, it was face up. It's two down here, but they were face up, so we're going to put them in back in the deck. But these, I think these might be our cards to get us started with what happened with Caleb Whisnand Sr. and Caleb Whisnand Jr. on May the 9th, leading up into his death. Alright, and they're all this way. Okay. So the first card we have is the Nine of Coins. Now the Nine of Coins, this is the integrity card, or it means that, you know, you understand the value of, I don't want to say like home economics, but you know, you understand how the family works. Again, this is a senior and a junior, so this card would make sense. It is definitely a father and a son. Alright. And next we have the Magician. Now this Magician is it's very interesting to me, because in this paper, well, not in this paper, but on this table, you can see where he's cooking. You see where he's cooking something up? He's look all sunburned and tired and drugged out. I would believe this is the senior, and he does have a history with meth. So this could be meth use or meth making, or perhaps the missing day was spent doing meth while contemplating what he was going to do to the child. But we're going to clarify that. But I'm definitely getting some meth vibes from this table. Alright, but moving on. We have the Three of Cups, which is the partying card. You know, the getting together, having some drinks, shooting the shit. So we have drinking and we have drugs. And we have the junior and the senior. Alright, and moving next, we have the Hierophant, which is always an official person in the office. And this would more than likely be when the police got called out, because there was a call made to the police. Let's see, the call was made at 10:45 p.m. Monday night. And the next we have the Eight of Coins, which is kind of, this card, it acts, when it comes out, when you read it in the book, it's known as the Ingenuity card. I like to call it the Stash card, but as I am looking at this, they're telling me this was the act of him actually burying a child in this shallow grave in Lowndes County. But these are, we already know that he buried them. But we're more, or we already know that it's a junior and a senior, and we already know that the police was called. I'm more interested in these Magician and the Three of Cups card. So let's clarify these. I want to know who he was partying with, because it wasn't the mother. Spirit, can you clarify this Magician and Three of Cups card? Is this Caleb Whisnand Sr. in his relaxed state with friends, or is this him in a frenzied state? Clarify the Magician and the Three of Cups. How was his mood during this partaking, we're going to call it? How was his mood during this evening? Alright. So what came out is the Impractical card, which is when you do something and you be like, oh, I don't know why I did that. That'll never work. Or, you know, that it's just impractical. It doesn't make sense. You'll never get away with it, or it won't work. So during this, I'm going to call it drug binge, because there was a complete missing day that I'm sure we're going to all find out what happened. But this Magician and this Three of Cups is a binge. It's him binging, and the baby's there as well. But when you maybe get all drugged and hyped out, maybe you come up with all these impractical ideas, or these schemes or things that you could do. The impractical card is like a harebrained scheme. So I'm thinking during this binge or during this episode, he came up with some idea or some plan. I still want to get more into that though, because of course we all know people think crazy things when they're high, but I want to know more about this impractical plan that he hatched. So Spirit, can you clarify this crazy thought or this idea, this impractical idea? What is this idea that he comes up with? Spirit, now that's way too many. Alright, bring them back. Spirit, what is this idea that he comes up with on May the 9th through May the 10th? After he has left Highway 231 North and he is partaking. What is this idea that he comes up with? Clarify this idea that Caleb Whisnand Sr. in Montgomery, Alabama comes up with. I've seen it. Alright. So now we have the Temperance card. As soon as I see this card, I'm getting the idea, like, you see the way these two things are being mixed together? A little bit of this and a little bit of that. This is some sort of a drug cocktail. This is some sort of a drug cocktail that he created, that he made. I don't know if he added, like, two drugs together or something. But he comes up with an idea to make some sort of a drug cocktail. So perhaps he mixed these substances and gave them to the baby in some capacity. Alright, well, we're definitely within his energy. So we're going to move along to the Eight of Coins. We're going to clarify this Eight of Coins. And then we're going to jump into a few of these questions. And I'm going to use the Alice in Wonderland deck to clarify that. Spirit, can you clarify the Eight of Coins? What is this ingenuity or this stash or this hiding place that he comes up with? Can you clarify more about this Eight of Coins card? Clarify the Eight of Coins for Caleb Whisnand Sr. and Caleb Whisnand Jr. on May the 9th. Clarify the Eight of Coins card. Clarify. Oh. Alright. So what we have is the Sun. And the Sun is the brightest card you can get. I'm not going to say it's the best card in the deck, because in my mind they're all the best cards in the deck. But the Sun card is when all the clouds clear, and they're giving me the idea is when he decided to bury the baby after he had already did what he done to him, he had begun to sober up, and that's when he buried the child. Maybe he seen the shock of what he had done, but you see the sun is up. It's no more clouds, bright. You can see everything crispy clear. This is the cold light of day shining on him, and it would appear that he could not take it, so he buried the baby. The mistake that he had done to think that it would be over with, and that's when they did their calling to the cops and everything. Alright, so now that we are in the energy of Caleb Whisnand Sr. in Montgomery, Alabama, who's 28 years old. Let's get into some of the questions. Alright. Now, one of the questions that I have is, who was he with? Was he with anybody? Like, did he just go off alone with the baby and get high and then kill him? Like, who was he with? Who was he partying with? For what I understand, people don't like to do those type of drugs alone. It's a social thing. So let's see if we can't find out who he was with. Because it was not the mother, Angela, because she was at home with the 2-year-old. Spirit, can you tell us if Caleb Whisnand Sr. was with anybody on May the 9th during his binge? Was he with anybody on this night? Ooh, I seen it. This was the star card. And the star card is a baby. It's also the Aquarius. I'm kind of getting the idea that he was by himself coming and going from somewhere, because it's like a little pathway behind her shoulder right here going into the woods. Like, see that little clearing? Just like a little going and coming. I'm gonna clarify this star card, because it could also mean that he was with an Aquarius, because the star card is the Aquarius. Spirit, can you clarify this star card for Caleb Whisnand Sr. on May the 9th, which is Mother's Day? Was he alone, or was he just with the baby, or was he with an Aquarius? Why is the star card here for his company for the evening? It's 4. I usually wouldn't take them, but for some reason Spirit wants me to take all 4 of these. Let's see. Alright. So we have 2 women. And they would seem to be, I'm not going to say they're fighting over something, but this is the women's treachery card. So to me, this is just giving me the idea that there were shady women at the party, or, around wherever he was coming and going from. And we do have travel problems. But this travel problems is like the reverse of the Chariot, which means it's not going. No one's going anywhere. They want me to look at his leg, because I hadn't even asked what happened to the baby, but they want me to pay attention to this man's leg. I see that bandage on there. This card here is it's giving me 2 different things. First, I'm getting that someone's leg was broken, or someone was there with a broken leg, or something happened to someone's leg, or someone was there with a leg injury. I'm going to clarify this leg card here. Because I'm also not liking the stick. I'm almost getting a feeling like someone's leg could have been hit with the stick. See the stick in his hand right there? Then his leg. It's a lot going on with this card. I'm going to clarify that card. But then after that, we have the need to plan, which is, you know, the what we're going to do next, card. The we. And then a time of plenty, which just means it was a lot of whatever they was doing. But of course it's a lot if you got high enough to kill your baby. So that's an understatement, Spirit. We got it. It's a lot. It was a lot. Alright, but I want to go. So I know that I really feel strongly that there were women present, or wherever he was going and coming from, or the clubhouse, or wherever he was, there was women present. And someone with a leg problem. This one. They want to use this one. Use this one. Alright. And if I can unshuffle these ones like this. Spirit, can you clarify the travel problems for Caleb Sr.? Was he stuck and unable to leave where he was? Or was there someone... It's a nice day. It's people out here with Z-bikes. Let's clarify this travel problems. Clarify the travel problems for Caleb Whisnand Sr. Clarify the travel problems for Caleb Whisnand Sr. Was he unable to leave, or was it someone there with a leg problem? Alright, so we have our card, and it's just one. Surprise, surprise. And this is the King of Cups that came out. So, this has nothing to do with him coming or going. This was a man that was there, possibly with a leg problem, that was a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. So we have women and a water sign man. So I guess that's what he meant when he said, and you know who you are. So there were people there with him. So that answers that question. He was not binging alone. Alright. So what's the next question? How did the baby die? Now that is a very good question. So we're going to use go back to this deck for a minute. Put these over here. They're in the way. Alright, move these over. Right. Okay. Now, according to the police and all the agents, they said that Caleb Whisnand Jr. actually died on Monday night, which is May the 10th. And he died sometime between 3:15 p.m. and 5:15 p.m. So, Spirit, I want you to focus in on the smaller masculine energy that is with the older Caleb. There's a smaller one. A very small little very small little energy that I'm sure is shining really bright because he's untainted by the ugly sin and everything. So it's a very small masculine energy, but it is shining very bright. And it is alongside the older Caleb. Oop. This one, I'm going to put it right here because it went sideways. Didn't want to go back in. So we're going to see what that is. But first I'm going to finish this question. There is a smaller masculine energy whose energy stopped on May the 10th of 2021 between 3:15 p.m. and 5:15 p.m. My spirit, we could still be somewhere by Highway 21 North, or we could now be in Lowndes County. But spirit, you can for sure catch these two energies at a Circle K around, let's say like around, hold on. They're getting anxious. I'm going to finish the question. Alright, I want to say they were at the Circle K for sure on Saturday or Sunday together. But you can for sure catch them leaving Highway 21 North. My spirit, I'm not sure if the child was still alive when they went to Lowndes County or not. But I would like to know, how did this small bright spirit die? Spirit, can you tell us how his energy left? What was done to Caleb Jr. that caused his life to stop? So what came out is the Seven of Swords, which is, you know, initially somebody doing something sneaky. We already know he was doing something sneaky. Let's see what this one was to go with it. Oh, and the King of Pentacles. Together. I'm getting the sense that I want to say that he was fed something. He was fed something. Cause you see, like on this table we have the cups. You see the cups and the food. And even though he's doing something sneaky, this stuff falling is food. And they reminded me that earlier he was mixing stuff together, remember? It's like I said, this story is like so new. No one knows how the small energy left here. But from what I'm getting, looking at this, I would say that I think the baby, he fed something to the baby. I'm not sure if it was like of course, you know, this is a small baby. It doesn't have teeth, so it's not like actually eating the crumpet. So I'm thinking that he put something in the child's bottle. But I can't say that for sure. We're going to all find out together. But that's just what I'm getting. So again, I am Cleopatra Wallace. And if you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up. Or you can subscribe to my channel. Because who knows what's going to happen next.